Hey guys, I recently, a couple of weeks ago, uploaded a video about my low pollution factory. Let me show my newest factory, which pollutes kinda good bit. What is it? I should have loaded it first. It's the lazy, because I'm doing the lazy bastard achievement here. So I have 53 hours here, I think. Okay, let's see. So it's have a good bit of pollution here, as you see. Now let's load back my low pollution factory, which is the new one, and it's doing much less pollution here. It's a bit bigger as well, so it's kind of hard to see, but if I load in an earlier save, around 83 hours of playtime, there is absolutely nothing, no pollution at all, because these mines are still pretty dense, and on the other save they were kind of running out, so they always work. But when these boxes are full, the mines are turned off. When here, oh, I didn't even connect this yet in this save, so I actually have just a small bit copper here. It's still turned off because I'm not using it right now. If I start a research renting, it would start. So let me, oh, I don't even have an exoskeleton on this save. Okay, let me load in the one with the one with a little bit higher pollution and 20-hour extra work in this. So this one does a bit of pollution, but if I had a bigger mine here, it would kind of turn off when these boxes are filled, so it would stop polluting. But in the factory, actually, it's pretty lots of factories here and smelters, and they don't do a lot of pollution. Why? Because there are conditions set here. If there is enough copper plate or iron plate here, this factory would turn off. If there is no iron ore, this factory also turns off, and maybe we can find something that is off, like there is the stone brick furnace line. They are turned off because we have full boxes here. Of course, I set them to with an SR latch, set reset latch, so they produce between 75 to 100%. So if they are full and then they start dropping, they won't just turn on the machine until it's under 75%. And then let's see this side. The copper production is 1, 2, 3. I should have 4 line. I don't know why I just have 3. Maybe I was redesigning or something, but doesn't really matter because I produce enough. As you see, 2 of my 3 line is actually turned off. Only the robots only take from this one, or they always like to take from the top one. Okay, one more thing here. The oil has a lot of control here as well, and it's not just the usual control, so like only crack oil when you have enough lubricant or something like that, but it also checks other things, like for example the refinery only works if we have room for heavy oil, we have room for light oil, we have room for gas, and we have enough oil. What this is called? I forgot the name of it. Crude oil, yeah, I think it's called crude oil. Yeah, so there is like 4 conditions. We need to have crude oil, we need to have, even I have set condition for water. I don't know why I did that. Water is kinda always there, just for safety, in case I'm using that water for something else. I don't think I have, I don't know where, oh yeah, I have the acid here, and I don't know where I have the light oil cracking and stuff like that, because I didn't visit this map for ages. Okay, oh yeah, because I just started to build a new oil industry here, and I have the old one right here, which has cracking. The only difference here, everything is piped, and on the other side they will be using barrels and robots. Okay, so one more thing I want to show, because that's interesting. 2 more things. One is my mall. My mall actually has a single factory which turns on and off when it's produced enough. So as you see, the electricity comes from this middle wire here, which is between these guys, and I'm using small electric poles, so this factory is out of range of this electric pole, so it gets power through the switch. So it's actually not turned off because we have enough copper wire. This one turned off because we have enough red wire. But if I, for example, what I'm short of, I always use red wire. So let me take out the red wire here. So it will start the factory until it's filled up. I put back half. Yeah, it's 200. Take out half, it starts the factory. So when this is turned off, it's not polluting. And my whole mall with all of individual items, it takes a lot of space, of course. I even have to extend this way. This is where I'm making like some rocket. Right now, just one factory making like rocket parts and stuff. And the mall you can walk around, and there is inserters and everything, because I used to have a belt array, but late game I usually delete it. So there's all the individual parts I need is here. Okay, there is another example, the solar array. It gets 3 inputs. I just doubled up here because we needed, I was kinda running low on the green circuit, so I have 2 requesters. But basically there is 3 inputs here. This 5 combinator for each makes checking the inputs. Basically just an SR latch in the middle. The rest is just, this is just to give the light green or red to this combinator, so it's nothing special. And this one is just to convert the signal to signal P. So this is also not required if you set them one by one. This P is, for me, is like the percentage. So if I have 1,000 item in a box requested, I say that, then I divide by 100 and I get the percentage. And then I set the combinators to 1% here for the input and to 75 to 100% for the output. So these, this one, for example, say divided by 4, so I require 400. So if it drops under 75%, which is 300, then it turns on this factory. At least it's giving a green here, and then producing the solar panels are allowed by this combinator. And this combinator check if I have enough input in these boxes, at least 1%, so at least like 1 plate. And if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green, if we have 4 green, sorry, 1, 2, 3, if we have 4 green, then we're giving an extra green here, which just goes on this switch. And if it's not green, it's red. That's only for color, the light bulb. So this switch will turn on the factory here, and that's it. And each factory is like that. Now this is basically it, but one more tricky solution I want to show, because that's kind of special. Most of the things work like this, except the science. I can't check the science if it's like, it doesn't have an output or anything. So what I do with the science, that's kind of interesting. So I have, as you see, I even turned off the science when it's not working. And how I manage that? It's pretty simple. I have a timer here which turns off and on. Turns off for 5 seconds. First turns on for 5 seconds. This enables the switch for 5 seconds and then disables the switch for 5 seconds. So it's basically a 10 second cycle. And when it enables, this accumulator will charge up, because this accumulator only connected to this pole and nothing around is like connected to it. So if I move my mouse to the pole, you see it's right now it's always 100%, because it doesn't need to charge up really, but it's maybe getting nighttime, so it's being used actually. Nighttime also this guy is switching off, so that's also good. So, and then what I do is I read the accumulator level after we switch off the light. I do a reading that's 5 milliseconds or something, after 5 frames after we turn off this, and then we read a few seconds later again, maybe 3 seconds later we read again, and then just half a second later, before we before we enable the switch again, we compare the two, and then we store that comparison in this memory cell here. This might be looking a bit complicated here, but I'm gonna do a tutorial. I plan to do a tutorial on this memory cell thing because it's pretty simple. It just requires 4 combinator. So what I was talking about, this one. So we store in this the difference of the two guys in this bottom memory cell, I think, somewhere, but I don't have a data now because it's actually not, there's no difference between the two reading because I'm not researching. But when I start research, let's do something. I'm not gonna save this. I don't know actually what kind of science I have. I kind of have almost everything except the yellow one. So let's research something. This, for example, productivity or inserter capacity bonus 6. So when I start researching, you can see on this pole that the accumulator is used, and then boom, a green light comes up because we have a C5 signal here, which means we have 5% accumulator level lost because this little lab here is working, and that will turn on all the labs. Now this is also something I wanted to show. Of course my oil as well is turned off when it's not used, so everything is turned off, and it makes the factory pretty good low pollution. Why, just quick, I should start the video with this, but why I want low pollution is Factorio is not about pollution. Everybody, this is what some people comment to me, but everybody has different goals, different fun. I enjoy this. I'm not making all my factory like this. I used to, but as you see, my newest one actually is doing a big pollution, the lazy bastard achievement one. But what I say is everybody like his own challenge, so I like that. And also I kind of like, I play alone and not on multiplayer maps. I play on them as well, but when I play alone, I don't like to spend my time fighting the biters. And in a low pollution factory, the biters just live there pretty close to my border, and they don't give a fuck. Excuse me, I should censor that. They don't care. They don't get so much pollution that they would attack. Sometimes I get some attack by my mine when they are like this, when they are really pollute, but once I hook up a bigger mine, this will just like something like that or that, where I have more room for where I can fill up these boxes faster. Oh, that was fast. When I can fill up the boxes here faster, or the train, because this is kinda running out, then this factory, this mine will also turn off. See, I can show that on my stone, because the stone is turned off. We don't use a lot of stone. Okay, that was it, and I hope the audio is better this time, because I have my microphone in front of my face, and I have a new microphone, a real microphone, not just a headset one. So that's what I wanted to show, and because I promised I'm gonna reload this video. So thank you for watching, and subscribe, like, come to my Twitch channel, and etc. Thanks, bye.